Hello, Muster0063 back to finish off the Mega Man 6 Robot Masters. And there's only one left, so let's go take on the Master of Tomahawk, Tomahawk Man. And the last stage brings us to America, home of mountain and desert type terrain, at least according to the game anyway. And our first enemy type is the Colton, an obvious play on the Colt Revolver, which interestingly holds 6 bullets, or most of them do anyway, and that's how many pellet shots it takes to kill them. They themselves fire a shot at you, and don't fire again until their last shot disappears off screen. Now, what with the small turnaround space, you're probably better off leaving the sheer attacker be, but you can kill it, albeit slowly, if you want. And it seems a bit early for a sub-boss, but alright. The bottom is the weak point of this mech generator, so aim for that when you have free reign. When the met appears on screen, it's worth holding fire on the generator and taking the met out. But as you just saw, it goes down rather quickly. There's a few of these drill enemies, so don't slide through this area, and some more mets at the end of the room. Usually easy enough to kill the first one before it can retaliate, but a little harder with the second one, so be prepared to backtrack a little to find a safe spot if necessary. Eddie, you're fired. I'm sorry, I've been very patient with you, but this right here, this is just not working out. Now yes, I know, what am I doing using a utility item unnecessarily? Well, I'm going to be using one anyway in order to obtain a certain power up, so this was never going to be a perfect, accidental perfect run, and I figured, therefore, I'd show the top path now. So you need to keep the jet adapter equipped to traverse this area, and ideally leap for the next moving platform when the one you're standing on is at its highest point. That will guarantee you always have enough juice to make the leaps. Although make sure you wait for the jet meter to refill before taking off too quickly. And your prize, some health, weapon energy, and an E-tank. That's where the lower class will have come out, so I'll show it off a bit later. A solitary roader, just don't panic and you should be fine. And another power muscler, one of the more dangerous we've seen. And personally I like to hang all the way to the left and on its second stomp, slide under it. I figure since I have to jump and shoot in order to hit it, I'm probably not going to get it to kill it before it reaches me, so why even bother in the first place? Now there's not much extra to be said about the second mech dispenser, although continuing my train of thought, you still have to jump and shoot to hit this one, so this battle is going to be a little longer, meaning you'll have to stop to kill more mechs this time around. Okay, so they were two paths, and I'm taking the higher route first because I want to get a particular item. The left wall on this screen is breakable, so equip the power adapter, slowly, and carefully, by edging closer, stand on the left-hand edge of the ledge. Boom! So, what's my prize? A brief cameo from Proto Man, and yes, this is his only appearance in the game, and the energy balancer. This thing means you don't have to select a weapon to absorb weapon refills, and if playing on Mega Man collects weapon energy, the weapon with the lowest meter refills. Since I don't use weapon energy all that much while playing Mega Man games, I probably don't find it as useful as a lot of other players. Now, while I've been going on about the energy balancer, I've reached the end of the path with the fake Tomahawk Man. So now it's time to backtrack and take the other route. Carefully down this ladder, making sure I don't drop down quickly and land on the spikes. So we're back to the screen with the branching paths, and as you might be able to notice, I'm going to need the jet adapter to cross this first pit. So be careful with your timing so that you don't land right on the sheer attacker, and if you set off when it's furthest to the right, you should be fine. Now this is an annoyingly wide looking pit, but Mega Man can cross without the need for the jet adapter, so let's do that. And now pay attention to the tech up top. You don't want that to continually fire in an awkward spot. And for the record, I wouldn't class that as an awkward spot, despite it requiring me to be a bit sneaky to get past. So for the very last screen, you need the jet adapter, so let's break that out again. And if you do touch the mid-air platform, jump off immediately. It will flip upside down and you'll get spiked, which is never pleasant. Oh, by the way, please note that I have a full health bar at the start of the upcoming fight. I hate this guy. That's because he's another Mega Man 6 Roadmaster who corners you. But oh geez, when he corners you, he's liable to hit you at least twice, sometimes 3 times, depending on how you choose to try to avoid him. it's incredibly easy to get comboed. Now, okay, that bit was dumb on my part, but his short hops like that are a nightmare to A, predict, and B, deal with. Look at this. He's short hopped me into a corner twice, and in the process, got me 3 times. I don't know how you prevent him from doing this. Now, like I said, I complained about Blizzard, Flame and Night doing this, but Tomahawk is the worst of the bunch by a country mile. And he did it again! Now, this is how my Shadow Man fight ended. 1 hit from death, starting with a full health bar. And while I'm not saying he's as tough as Shadow to perfect run or anything, he's still a complete pain in the backside. For that gargantuan effort, I get Silver Tomahawk, one of the most useful weapons in the game. An arcing projectile that is very good at combating far away or high out of reach enemies or bosses. I also get the beat parts to complete the beat set for having just barely beaten the real Robot Master. Well, I eventually pulled off a Shadow Perfect run, so could I do the same with Tomahawk? Yes. Yes, I could. Thankfully, like Shadow, Tomahawk has a reasonably easy level. Not too many outtakes on it, just 4 to be precise. And at least 2 or 3 of them I would class as ridiculously clumsy. The first of which being here. I jumped right into one of the Colton's easy to predict shots. Followed closely by the second. I completely mistimed and or misplaced my jump down to the bottom area to kill this shield attacker, which, as I mentioned and indeed demonstrated earlier, I don't even need to do. Now, standing close to the dispenser here as I do here means I have to shoot and jump in order to kill it, but it does mean I can kill any Mets a bit quicker, so take your pick. Third outtake coming up. I got caught out by the last Met on the screen, as I wasn't expecting it to fire, for some unknown reason. I mean, I am familiar with Mega Man games, so not sure what on earth I was thinking on that occasion. It's a perfect run, so that means I'm stuck on the lower path. And remember the pathetic Skull Walkers from Night Stage? Well, they're a bit more threatening here, but not a great deal. They only take 2 hits to kill, so as long as you shoot relatively quickly, you'll take them out before they get anywhere near you. And with that, the paths have joined up. So no trouble on either the Rhoda or the Power Muscler. And no problems with the second Met Dispenser. Honestly, I think these are one of the tamest sub-bosses in Mega Man history. 3/4 of the time, if not more, it just sits there doing absolutely nothing. Now, it's a very good idea to take out that peg before trying to traverse the lower area. You really don't want that thing firing at you. Unfortunately, you can't do much about the second one, and it was the cause of my final level outtake. I wasn't especially quick, and when the peg stopped to shoot, it did so over the left-hand edge of the platform past the pit. This threw my timing completely off whack, and I smacked into one of the pellets. But fortunately this time around, I was a bit quicker, and was able to prevent this from happening. And oh, just in case you missed it, this time I even managed to pick up a good luck charm along the way. Level out of the way. So, how many outtakes do you think Tomahawk Man caused? None. I had one of the luckiest Tomahawk fights ever. He never short hopped to corner me, and given how often he jumped, thanks for the demo already, that's almost a miracle. So, since I didn't do it earlier, let's talk attacks. Other than short hopping, he has 2. You can aim a Civil Tomahawk in your direction, which you can either slide under, if you're not too close to it, unlike my Let's Play version, or jump over it. I tend to try to slide because it's the default way I avoid his other attack, the Feather Blades. He shoots 3 feathers, from his headdress at you, and these move at different speeds. You can jump them, but I tend to do so either too late and get hit by the first feather, or too soon and land on the third feather. So I like to slide under them, and hence it's also why I like to slide under the Tomahawk. Provided I'm a decent distance away, I can slide and easily dodge both attacks. If he doesn't corner you, this can seem like a surprisingly easy fight. But like I said, or indeed demonstrated about 5 minutes ago, if he does corner you, he can easily embarrass you. And I got lucky, insomuch that this was the first perfect run attempt fight he gave me. Make no mistake about it. So, even with all the needing to get the rush adapters before taking on certain stages, I'd have likely left Tomahawk until near the end of my usual perfect run ordering, because he is a right royal bastard if he corners you. So, isn't it wonderful to have a bit of luck and thus end on such a, quote, easy stage? 10 minutes was all it took for me to get a successful perfect run, thanks to only suffering 4 outtakes, all on the level which I previously described, and none on the Robot Master. To be honest, all but one of the outtakes felt like me being pretty clumsy, jumping into an easy to anticipate shot, or not even anticipating an enemy was going to attack. You know, really stupid things that for an experienced Mega Man player, which I'd like to think I am, just should not happen. Other than the screen with the second set of 2 branching paths, the level is quite straightforward. For that screen, if you're taking the lower path, watch out for the peck from above and plan your movements well. Also, you will have to make a leap across a giant looking pit, and you might fall into that every so often, as it looks pretty pixel perfect, a phrase I usually reserve for I Want to Be games, but I still don't think it's that bad. The same cannot be said for the Robot Master, although thankfully for me, not during any perfect run attempts. His attacks are simple enough to avoid, provided you're a safe distance from him, but if he corners you with short hops, which he is very liable to do, you're pretty much screwed. At least with Blizzard and Night, for example, you have a decent enough chance to escape, but not with Tomahawk. I was dreading this Robot Master. But no dread to be found here, not even a smidgen of it. So this ends up being one of the most false perfect run ratings I've given. I don't for a second believe Tomahawk to be this easy, but just look at the stats. What else can I do? Tomahawk becomes the 9th member of the 1 out of 10 club, alongside Heat, Top, Magnet, Hyperstorm H, Toad, Gravity, Gyro and Knight. So that's another Mega Man Games Robot Masters, all perfect run. Only Mega Man 2 thus far has proved elusive. And with that happy thought, I leave it there for this video. And next time I'll be making my way through Mr. X's fortress. I wonder what surprises will be in store. Cheerio.